The trading floor was alive with the usual hum of ambition and greed, but beneath the chatter, a quiet storm was brewing. Our protagonist, Elena Rivera, a brilliant but underestimated financial analyst, had spent years building proprietary models that predicted market shifts with uncanny precision. Her insights were meant to revolutionize her firm's strategies, until she discovered that executives had quietly appropriated her work, presenting it as their own to secure massive bonuses and investor praise. The betrayer was not a single person but the entire corporate system, where hierarchy, hubris, and unchecked ambition rewarded theft over merit. Senior partners, blinded by profit and prestige, had turned a blind eye to ethics, creating a culture where manipulation and appropriation were currency as valuable as gold. Set against the cutthroat backdrop of a modern financial metropolis, where billion-dollar trades could rise or fall on a single decision, Elena realized that the empire she had helped build was resting on a foundation of deceit. Every report, every leveraged investment, now carried the weight of stolen intellectual property. A simmering unease took hold. Elena knew that revenge was not just personal, it was inevitable, and the very floor that had been taken from her could soon become the stage for the betrayer's downfall. Weeks after Elena discovered her work had been hijacked, subtle warning signs began surfacing across the firm. Quarterly reports, once transparent and precise, now contained oddly inflated projections and discrepancies that didn't add up. Traders whispered about unusually profitable trades that seemed too perfect to be organic, sparking rumors of insider advantage. Executives exhibited strange behavior, late-night meetings behind closed doors, sudden shifts in investment priorities, and whispered instructions that skirted compliance rules. Elena noticed patterns in bonus allocations and valuations that suggested more than just oversight. Something systemic was at play. Yet, from the outside, it could be mistaken for brilliance or chance, leaving ambiguity. Was this corporate genius, gross negligence, or outright corruption? The pressure mounted. Clients asked questions Elena knew had no easy answers, and murmurs of dissatisfaction began echoing in the trading floors. The very culture that allowed her work to be stolen seemed now to threaten the firm's stability itself. As profits danced upward, a subtle tension rippled beneath the surface, hinting that the empire built on stolen insight and manipulated metrics could soon implode, leaving casualties not only of money, but of trust, reputation, and careers. The full scope of the betrayal hit like a lightning strike. Elena, working late one night, traced her proprietary algorithms through internal logs, discovering that senior executives had embedded her predictive models into the firm's high-frequency trading operations. The system had generated tens of millions in unauthorized profits, all credited to their personal bonuses. To make matters worse, a whistleblower within the trading floor leaked internal emails and audit files to regulators and journalists, confirming what Elena had suspected. Manipulated valuations, concealed liabilities, and trades executed on stolen intellectual property were laid bare for the public and the financial world. The fallout was immediate. Investors panicked as confidence in the firm's ethics imploded. Key clients withdrew funds, trading partners froze operations, and employees, many unaware of the corruption, faced unpaid wages and uncertainty. Reputation, long considered untouchable, was shredded. Elena felt a mix of vindication and dread. Her stolen work had not only built wealth for the wrong people, but also risked collapsing the very empire she had helped construct. Yet amid the ruin, a spark of reckoning ignited. She now had proof, visibility, and moral leverage. The stage was set for a precise, calculated retaliation. Elena realized that watching from the sidelines would accomplish nothing. The firm was bleeding credibility and trust, and those who had stolen her work remained untouchable under layers of corporate hierarchy. She decided to fight back, not with rage, but with strategy. She meticulously compiled every email, every trade log, and every instance where her models had been exploited without credit. Elena traced profit spikes to specific executives, proving a direct link between theft and personal enrichment. She began meeting with regulators quietly, preparing to expose not just the misuse of her work, but the culture of greed that enabled it. During this process, a pivotal realization hit her. Behind every financial empire lies ego, deception, and unbridled ambition. Wealth alone could blind people to ethics, and power alone could shield the corrupt, but evidence, combined with timing, could level the field. Elena's first spark of comeback emerged not in confrontation, but in positioning. She was no longer a victim. She was the architect of accountability. Every ledger she traced, every algorithm she documented, was a step toward reclaiming not only her work, but the floor beneath those who had betrayed her. Elena's plan was meticulous. She began tracing the flow of profits generated from her stolen algorithms, linking each spike in trading revenue to the executives who had claimed credit. Every ledger, every bonus payout, became evidence in a map of systemic theft. Next, she leaked selected documents to regulators and trusted journalists, framing them not as personal accusations, but as proof of widespread malpractice that threatened market integrity. The leaks were strategic, timed to sow doubt without triggering immediate collapse, keeping the perpetrators unaware that Elena was quietly orchestrating their undoing. Simultaneously, Elena collaborated with former colleagues to create a rival trading initiative, demonstrating that her original models, properly credited and ethically applied, could outperform the firm's tainted operations. This move made it clear that the success had been hers all along, and that the empire built on stolen work was not invincible. The villain executives continued their reckless indulgence, unaware that every illicit gain, every misused trade, and every manipulated report had been cataloged. Elena's blueprint was complete. Justice was approaching, but the final act had yet to unfold. The tension in the firm and in the market was palpable as a reckoning loomed on the horizon. The moment arrived in a packed financial regulatory hearing. Elena, calm but resolute, presented a complete dossier, logs of stolen algorithms, detailed profit trails, and internal communications showing executives claiming credit for her work. Screens lit up the room with charts and comparisons, illustrating the scope of deception and the exact gains siphoned from her ingenuity. The executives, who had once walked the floor with impunity, were exposed before regulators, investors, and the press. Their confident veneer cracked under scrutiny. Whispers turned to murmurs, murmurs to outrage. Media outlets broadcast the scandal, and investors pulled back, sending the firm into an immediate and dramatic correction. Market confidence wavered as the truth rippled across trading floors worldwide. Elena watched as her carefully gathered evidence exacted justice. No sword, no personal vendetta, only truth, precision, and timing. The corrupt were humbled, profits reclaimed, and the firm forced to restructure under oversight. For the first time, the floor that had been stolen from her belonged to justice. The empire built on theft and arrogance had crumbled under the weight of truth. In the aftermath, the once powerful executives were stripped of titles, bonuses reclaimed, and reputations irrevocably shattered. The firm, humbled and reorganized under strict oversight, struggled to regain trust in the market. Elena, meanwhile, quietly returned to her work, vindicated not by fame, but by the knowledge that truth had finally prevailed. Her models continued to drive ethical innovation, proving that brilliance cannot be stolen without consequence. History, as always, whispered its lesson: greed may blind, power may corrupt, but evidence and courage endure beyond the schemes of the ambitious. The floor that had been ripped from her was not only reclaimed, it became a symbol of accountability, a reminder that deceit has a price, and justice, though delayed, often arrives with precision. Speech balloon: do you think greed always gets caught, or does it merely hide until someone like Elena exposes it? Share your thoughts in the comments, subscribe, and stay tuned for more forgotten financial betrayals that shaped the world. Scroll, because in the end, the markets may fluctuate, empires may rise and fall, but the truth, and those brave enough to wield it, leaves a legacy no one can steal.